Welcome to our show. This is Zain Khan. Today the topic of our show is similarities between Islam and Judaism. The guest of our show is Rabbi Ben Abrahamson, who has worked his whole life on building bridges between Islam and Judaism. He's also a research scholar on the topic. Welcome to our show, Rabbi Ben. This is Zain Khan. It's a pleasure to have you on our show.
It's very good to be here. Thank you.
Rabbi Ben, let's get to the first question. What is the concept of God in Judaism? Because Islam believes in Tawheed, which is the oneness of God.
Oh yes, the Islamic Tawheed and Judaism is exactly the same. We believe in one God with no partner, with no nothing else. In fact, the term and the way it's used is used exactly the same in Judaism and in Islam.
Ben, is Islam mentioned in the Torah, which is the Old Testament?
Well, yes, it is. There's in Exodus, when Jethro, Shuab, the father-in-law of Moses, went and made an offering. The offering that he made was called a shlamim, or a perfect or complete offering. And all the followers of Shuab were called in the Torah, they were called Canaanites. But in the translation of the Torah in Aramaic, they were always called Slamim or Muslimim. So we have the word Muslimim meaning the children of Jethro. And it meant much more than that, because it actually meant these were God-fearers. These were the people who were not part of the children of Israel, but believed in one God and followed the commandments of God.
Rabbi Ben, according to your opinion and your research, would Muslims be going to heaven according to the Jewish point of view?
Yes, Judaism believes that there's a basic religion which the whole world must follow. In the Quran it says there is only one religion which is acceptable before Allah, which is Islam, and we believe that there is one faith that's required by all mankind, and we call it the faith of Noah. This is similar to what's written in Surat Ash-Shura. It says that he has laid down the same religion for you as he has enjoyed on Noah, and we have revealed to you what we have enjoyed on Abraham, Moses, and Jesus. Established a religion and did not make divisions in it. Judaism has the same idea, that there was one religion that was given to Adam that involved monotheism and involved basically 7 of the 10 commandments that they had to keep. They had to believe in reward and punishment, you had to believe in the last day, believe in the prophet of God. And this is the religion which is required of all mankind. It's required of Jews, it's required of non-Jews. And our sages have ruled that Islam goes way beyond this minimum requirement for a proper religion. So we believe that a Muslim who is keeping his religion properly is guaranteed a place in the world to come and hereafter, just like children of Israel.
Then the question arises, what is the difference between Judaism and Islam?
Well, from our point of view, it's basically the same religion with different customs, a different Sharia, a different covenant. We have Sabbath, we have kosher, we have the fast day of Yom Kippur. Islam has the Hajj, the Ramadan, and the different pillars of Islam. But fundamentally, it's the same deen. It's the same basic religion. What's different is the Sharia, the covenant. We would agree with what Ibn Qatada once said, that that Al-Din Wahad Sharia Muqtafiyah, that there's one deen, there's one basic religion for all mankind, and it's the Sharia which differs.
If what you're saying is correct, then why did not the Jews of Arabia get along with the Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him?
First of all, you have to understand that there are different groups of Jews. There's a hadith that explains there were even 71 different sects of Jews. In Arabia, Al-Jahiz and Ibn Hazm mentioned that there was a group called the Tzadukiyah, who, differing from all the Jews, they believed that Uzair was the son of God, which is not a belief that the rabbinic Jews believe today. And it was an entirely different group. It was a group based on the Sadducees of the Second Temple times. They had sacrifices. They wanted to make Arabia like a little Jerusalem with sacrifices on holidays, and they mixed it with the pagan local beliefs to be more acceptable. And it was a mishmash of many things. And these people, when they saw the Prophet coming to reform and make changes, they resisted the reform. And in fact, they opposed it. But this is not the case of the vast majority of Jews who lived outside of Arabia, who I could mention a little bit about it, like when Caliph Ali came to Babylon, to Kufa. Originally, he 80,000 of the scholars of the Talmud and the Yeshiva, the students the rabbinic Jews, came out to meet him and to support him. The Caliph Umar deposed the exilarch who was causing trouble in Arabia based on arguments that had connected with the separatists. He appointed a rabbinic scholar called Bustani to be his replacement, and essentially made rabbinic Jews the official form of Judaism throughout the growing Islamic kingdom. And in fact, if Caliph Umar hadn't supported the rabbinic Jews by appointing Bustani, chances are today the majority of Jews would be Karaite or Sadducee. They wouldn't be the kind of Jews that you see today. The Jews that you see today were the ones that were approved of by Caliph Umar.
Then what kind of Jews exist in the present day and age?
Well, the Jews today are descendant of they're descendant of the students of Hillel, coming from the Pharisaic Jews of the Second Temple times. We are the Jews that believe that when Moses was, peace be upon him, was given the Torah, he wasn't just given a book and left to figure it out, but he was explained how to apply it in every possible way, in every possible position. So we believe that the Torah is applicable in every aspect of our lives, in everything that we do, every action that we make, every business deal we do, every interpersonal relationship we have. We believe that this guides our life through listening and submitting to God. We also believe that God sent many prophets to the world, not just to the children of Israel. And we believe that God made covenants with other nations. So we have absolutely no problem to say that a Muslim who is observing his religion properly is guaranteed a portion in the hereafter, in the world to come, just like we are. And the Jews today, we have fasting, tzom, we have the different prayer, we have rekats, we bend down, we say baruchu, ruku, the same thing, we have sujud, we do 2, 4, 4, 3, and 1 rakat during a day, whereas the Muslim tradition is to do 2, 4, 4, 3, and 4. So it's very similar. But we open and close prayer with rakats. At the end of our prayers, we talk about we turn to the left and say salam. We turn to the right and say salam. The calendar we have also is also very similar. Many of the things we have are rabbinic Judaism are derived from a common tradition that we share, that Abraham gave both to Jews, to the children of Israel, and to the Muslims.
Rabbi Ben, what are you currently working on now? What are your current projects at the moment?
Well, it's interesting you should ask that. What I'm working on right now is the calendar. I guess I was hoping to do something for the new year just coming, but it'll take me a little bit longer. But one of the interesting similarities between Judaism and Islam is the calendar. In both Islam and Judaism, the calendar is derived from the cycles of the moon. And we begin our month by sighting of the moon, or calculating when the new moon will be sighted. And the beginning of the year, the head of the year, we call Rosh Hashanah, which in Arabic is called Ras Hashanah. And then we have Yom Kippur, which corresponds to Ashura. There's a whole story how when the Prophet came to Medina during the time of Ashura. And then after that you have Passover, which corresponds to the Leila Barat in the month of Shaban. With Sefirat Omer, which corresponds to Ramadan. Shavuot, which is Eid al-Fitr. And the ninth of Av, which corresponds to the Hajj. So each of the main holidays that we have correspond to Islamic holidays, although the emphasis has been changed, and Allah saw fit to give the Muslims customs which were most suitable and most perfected. But there is a correspondence here that we can respect, and we believe is nice to know that our fellow co-religionists are worshiping and praying and following and submitting to God just as we are.
Rabbi Ben, this program is not political, but this is the last question and it's slightly political in nature. Do you see a peaceful Middle East in the future?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm positive that we have examples from our history, the Constitution of Medina, the early Caliphate, the Fatimid Spain, where this did happen, where there were peaceful coexistence and thriving of the communities together. Jews who know the religion properly can see Muslims as following a perfect religion, complete in every way. And Muslims can see Jews, proper Jews, as believers. So if we would only follow the examples of the prophets, peace be upon them, that were assigned to us, I'm confident that we would see peace.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Ben, for being on our show. It was a pleasure having you.
It was my pleasure to be here, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to speak.
This was Rabbi Ben Abrahamson. He spent his whole life researching on Islam and Judaism. He's also a research scholar within the Jewish tradition. We discussed the topic on the similarities between Islam and Judaism. Until the next episode, this is Zain Khan. Take care and goodbye.